Ooh, you sparkly.
Mm. Leaving her. 58 sparkles. One, two, three, release them.
Hello there. Hi. We're back. This is the Eminem Show, and I am Madam Carmen.
I can't do it with my left one, but I could do live free, live long, and
Like how you
prosper.
doing this one?
Yeah, I can only do this one in the M like so
I
easily.
usually do my M like this
I can't do
because
this
this
one.
this this finger is always like it's never like straight. I can just tilt it like that.
Oh, there you go. Yay, the Eminem show.
And this is Mo Rayna.
Right. Wrap their claws. Back.
Oh gosh. And we have so much in store. We recorded this episode, I don't know, like a month or so ago, and we had some
Yeah.
technical difficulties. So we decided to re record it because that's how important it is to us to be able to kind of have a conversation about just our perspectives, our experiences, and like, yeah, all of the things, the impressions that we have had with these particular types of people within the kink lifestyle, the BDSM lifestyle.
Yeah. A
So,
very cool subject.
very
That
cool subject.
yeah, I think what we say, this might be controversial.
It,
Maybe.
it will be controversial. Some people may take this
may
personally.
ruffle a feather.
And honestly, I don't care.
No, because I feel like it needs to be spoken about, and these are the things like the 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 things that are really important almost always ruffle some feathers. If you exist as yourself and what comes out of your mouth is uh you know,
The out of the norm opinion.
and which it's your opinion and also sometimes backed by facts, you know, it rubs people the wrong way if it's you know, it can. But yeah, I feel like it's also conversations like this that can start more conversations and really bring you know,
Bring some light
some
into. Hopefully, we kind of get something out of this to where we see a little bit of a change, and we see a nice transition, exploring um, other alternatives within how we express ourselves within the lifestyle. So the topic is Doms in suits.
the suit dom.
The suit Dom.
Noun.
Because as me, I'm Madam Carmen. I am a dominant woman. And I don't call myself a dominant woman because I have a corset on. Or I don't call myself a dominant woman because I own multitudes of toys, impact toys, pleasure toys, vibrators, etc. You name it. That's not the reason why I consider myself a dominant. It's not even what I wear. I could be butt ass naked and still be a dominant. I can have a sweatsuit on and still be a dominant. I can have pajamas on and still be a dominant. It's about the energy that we hold and that we have and how we choose to share that with people, with our counterparts, with our bottoms and our subs, and how we
exchange.
Yeah, that exchange, and what that exchange looks like, that power dynamic, and how we could uphold our dominance and that dynamic with responsibility, with accountability, with decisiveness, with respect, consent. It's so many factors and variables that play a role in what dominance is and like how that is expressed. So with that being said, when I feel like I see a dom in a suit, most likely it's always um, a penis owning dominant, masculine penis owning dominance in a suit.
Specifically cis hetero in my
Yeah.
opinion. Not to do like the
Like, man,
but like it really has
or
been
men.
from what I've seen, those
That's your experience.
specific, yeah.
Yeah. And
As
I'm not.
as far as like wearing the suit as a like a uniform,
Mm-hmm.
um more so, like, because everyone has their different fetish fashions that they wear sometimes when they're in a specific mood.
Space. Yeah.
Exactly, we
Hmm.
express ourselves through our fashion. And like and specifically if you're in the lifestyle and have fetishes for certain fabrics and certain things, like that's a whole thing as far as
Yeah.
like having a ritual of putting that on and stuff like that. But specifically what we're talking about is the suit dom. The suit dom who wears the suit into what I feel like is a semi-performative way of
Expressing exactly what I said.
of how we spoke about just that, just portraying an energy of security and safety
Hmm.
and all kinds of positive attributes that are associated with a suit without always acting on those positive attributes and sometimes being a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde ass nigga.
Jekyll, Jekyll, Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde, Hyde, Jekyll, 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 Hyde, Jekyll, Hyde.
In a suit.
Yeah. I feel like they try to mask. They feel like I personally feel like wearing the suit
It's just my intuition.
makes is supposed to give us the impression that all of the different qualities that I and the variables that I mentioned earlier all automatically apply to this particular person without them having to prove that
Yeah.
or practice that,
Mm-hmm.
ethically. Oh, I don't. What do you mean? I am respectful. I am respected, and I am dominant, and I understand protocols. I understand safety protocols. I understand boundaries, limits, kinks, all of those different things because I have a suit on. That's how you know that. As soon as you walk in and you see me, it's professional. I'm to be trusted, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
and protected when you see someone with a suit on. So let's break this down real quick. Who usually wears a suit? Where is the like origin? We ain't gonna go too far deep in the fashion of suits
Oh.
of a three piece or a zoot suit,
Oh.
but um,
Don't get me started.
but just as far as like what a societal, a heteronormative societal representation of what a suit means and what
Oh
that
man.
represents.
So many things, right? So many things when you really think about it, so many positive father figures and different politicians, pastors, businessmen, when you look at old who's that Norman Rockwell ass paintings and shit of the families back in the day sitting at the table, the dad is coming home and a lot of the times he's wearing a suit. White collar is looked at as being a little more elevated than blue collar. We have all of
Sophisticated.
these
Yeah.
different I don't, I call them million man marches, but they not that, but they are like a lot of black men get together and congregate and they specifically wear suits and it's a symbol of them being of a certain type of black man in America. And it's one of those things because a suit is actually not even you know um a cultural like thing internationally. That's European culture, and not even just European culture. I don't want to go deep into it, but it very much has roots in just being a male representation and of power, of having your shit together. It's what you are supposed to dress like if you're going for an interview. Um, you're supposed to dress for success. The dress for success is almost always a suit. Even
Hmm.
if you're a woman too, but
Yeah.
ours is just like skirt suit.
Yeah. A
But we
pantsuit
wear
or
our
a skirt
pantsuit on
suit.
some power shit. If
Yeah.
I like the pantsuit, but it still is one of those things that is ingrained in us through media, through all kinds of things as being a symbol of light. But if you really look at some of the people who wear suits who also have those attributes that I talked about of the shadow people, the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type people, these are also like pimps. And not not ethical pimps. gorilla pimps, all kinds of people who are doing the sex trafficking and stuff like that. Pastors, the pastors who are preying on the kids and doing all of the terrible things, but taking money,
to buy more suits,
wearing nice ass gator shoes, nice ass custom Steve Harvey shits. Your shit rainbow colored. I've seen this shit with my own eyes.
Even when we saw like Drewski's most recent scene, his skit.
Oh man,
where he even had the
wearing
Dior
that tight ass suit on. Yes,
and, you know, have his red bottoms on. It doesn't even have to be to the name brand, but it was the equivalence of what that represents.
It's a symbol.
It's a symbol of
on
that.
Some All Might shit.
I definitely understand when you said white collar for sure. One of the things that I do see a lot when I see suits is I remember, I wanted to bring this up before I get into that. I remember there was an era of rappers wearing suits. They wanted to get out of the gangster rap era and get into more of a hip hop era. And that was the guy that's locked up. Diddy had his Sean John suits. Rockaware went from streetwear to wearing suits. He even has a song called Tom Ford specifically to talk about the fashion and the sophistication in that. They were trying to present themselves in a certain way to be able to have access to other rooms. And I think that that's what that suit, like you said, I feel like it's a very westernized, Europeanized way of like fashion and like image, but even it has expand upon all of the continents, because when you see politicians, when they all are meeting, most of them have suits except for that one guy, the Iranian leader, the guy who always wears the black, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's, or is it Ukrainian guy, when he meets up with Trump and Trump has this suit on with the red tie, and the red tie represents freedom or USA or whatever the case may be. But this guy's wearing like a nice collared like a silk or satin shirt or black shirt and some slacks or sweater, turtleneck sweater or something of that nature. And he's sitting here and everybody was, you know, in an uproar about like, why is he dressed like this at the White House? That's not professional. Meanwhile, like that doesn't equate if he can accomplish the job and get the job done. Apparently he's qualified because he's already in that position. Another thing, I can't
sign papers. I ain't got my suit on.
The thing that I was going to talk about earlier is the color of the suit. You talked about pimps and the brightness of those suits.
And pastors.
I would say even car salesmen.
Yeah. That's a good one.
What's his name?
That's a good one that wears car the salesman that does the thing.
That's very shiny. Makes me think of Matilda's dad.
Literally thought about him immediately.
What's old boy that I loved his colors of his suits. Breaking Bad's lawyer.
Oh, Saul.
Saul
Goodman.
Suits, Saul Goodman suits.
That's exact. Oh man,
they're all like different colors,
and
right?
they show scenes of him putting them on slowly and getting ready to go be a shyster.
Picking his colors. Of, I'm gonna wear this lime green shirt with a pink tie.
Yes, and to attract people's eyes.
Exactly. Yeah. He wanted to like make a staple and make
conversation starters
and rebelling against that norm of knowing y'all already calling me sleazy and cheesy. Let me go ahead and just
lean into it.
Yeah, lean into that and still get things accomplished. Whether he was getting them accomplished legitimately or not, he was getting his things accomplished in his eyes, right? But another reason why I brought that up is people still talk about Obama's tan suit.
His leisure suit.
The suit that he wore when
Why
he was
is
in
this
the White
nigga
House?
Wearing a barbecue style suit at dinner time?
Is that khaki? What is this?
I eat my dinner in front of the TV on a tray, but this nigga, how could he ever? That be the thing too. It be people that don't even, nigga, you don't even dress.
But you even own a suit? You probably got one suit that you wear to all the funerals, the weddings, the court.
Type.
Like
shit,
literally
for the most part, as a
and that color is usually black. Most times it's black. Majority of them are black. You may happen to have a blue one, You may happen to have a blue one that your grandma gave you to wear to Easter one day because she was tired of you wearing
Deep
that black
navy
one.
specifically.
That deep navy
It's
blue.
not gonna have any whimsy to it.
No, no.
Ain't gonna be no green underneath. Deep navy and gray.
So when we see these suits and you see the trend of the colors and the trend of these different things, when it comes to suit doms, I hardly ever see them in those shiny ones, right? Because they still want to look a certain, like I said, they still want to be able to show that they're capable of walking into certain rooms and being accepted into those certain rooms and being being able to participate in specific conversations with certain people who hold a certain prestige or a certain level, or they're regarded in a certain way. They want to be able to show that.
It's so wild because you really could wear whatever you want. I want to see more expression in cis hetero fashion. Like, as far as you don't have to wear a suit, like Madam was talking about at the beginning, to be dominant, or to even, I mean, like, how we say, as far as fetish wear, maybe that is your fetish wear, maybe that's your your stockings and your latex and stuff like that. I could see that. But for the topic that we're discussing is specifically the it's like a cartoon.
Uniform, how they wear.
It's like a cartoon. It's like Penny Proud. Somebody just talked about their closet look like Inspector Gadget. Like, it's like you could jump in there and come back out, and it's gonna be the same suit.
This one is actually Ferragamo.
But like, I don't even blame the suit dom. I feel like I'm fucking what's the white lady? She just I feel like I'm Jane Goodall talking about somebody in the wild or something. But I do not blame the suit dom. It's pressure.
The wild being the kink community. They have managed to establish themselves as a certain type of archetype.
That's literally a whole thing when you are a dude, as far as like dressing. If you are cis hetero specifically, like who we're talking about, dressing masculine. That's a whole thing, and that ties into what we're talking about as well too.
I never see them wear denim.
But at the end of the day, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of space is being as whole. Like, you can't wear that shit in here. But
if you're going to a play party, if you've come to Kink Neck, we see them all. We see all kinds of people, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is this even comfortable to kink in?
I mean, denim or jeans, to me, honestly, a lot of stuff we wear isn't comfortable.
Well, to kink in, I'm more so talking about the suits. Are they even comfortable to kink in? Most of the time when I'm seeing suit guys play, they're unbuttoning
that's a process.
That, and then they are taking that. They got the wife beater on under there.
Yeah, that's a process.
And then they're sweating, and then you got this belt. That's the only thing I kind of like. Is like, I'm gonna take this belt off and use that as an implement. That's cool.
Oh man!
But you can still do that in leather pants. You can still do that in different styles and fashions of pants. There's different types of slacks that you could wear that don't necessarily have to be tailored, a tailored suit specific.
Tailored is nice, though. I'm not gonna say that. Don't get your stuff tailored.
Trust and believe. This conversation is not anti-suit.
Fitting things to your body is very nice. A suit
is nice. A nice tailored suit is nice.
This is more so the psychological. Yes, the psychology behind.
Yes, like why are we doing this? Why are we wearing this? And why aren't you?
Need?
Are you even like? I really feel like it masks a certain vulnerability to be able to, when you're wearing this suit, it masks a lot. I'm thinking about specific people that I know within the community. We ain't gonna say no names or anything, but just for what I'm thinking about in my head right now. It masks a certain type of vulnerability, because I've seen this vulnerability. Me being this dominant woman, I've had dominant men approach me and ask me to top them. I've had dominant men approach me and ask me to be their lover, their woman, their wife, who wear suits. Right? They're like, oh yeah, this woman has walked up in here. She a dominant. It's never, we'll get on that topic too about challenging me as being a dominant, but with this particular topic, it's not them challenging me. It's, I can feel comfortable around you because you're a dominant, right? And they may or may not see me or view me on that same level as them. Oh, she's a woman. She's never going to be on the level of dominance as I am because I'm a man and I hold a penis. But it's more of like, I see how you got your girls. It's like the pimp, like you said, the conversation when I've seen pimp documentaries and the pimps come in and like, I see you got your bitches in line,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So when they see you, they see Toy, they see my other bottoms, and they're all like, oh, she's just spanking them all, and they all look sexy and good, and we always match even when we're not trying to. And they're like, it's an aesthetic for them. To me, it's my life. And they're like, I want to be within that. I want to be engulfed in that. But once they are engulfed in that, once I do give them the opportunity to befriend me or become an associate or even a lover, it I see the vulnerability. I've seen them in sweatpants. I've seen them in basketball shorts. I've seen them in these things. And their energy is different. And I'm not saying just with me, just expressing how they don't have their bitches in line, how they don't have their submissives and their bottoms in line. It's asking me for the advice of how to be a dom. You put the suit on, it gives that impression, right? Of, oh, they got their stuff together. They know they have been skilled in this for quite some time. You feel like you don't even have to ask. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they got a suit on. They know what they know the they know what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? They know what time it is. For me, when I've had these conversations with them, they're like, how do you find yourselves? And like, you know, do you make them do these types of things? Do they clean up behind you? And like, what is it? How do you, all of them wear leashes and just different types of things that I've had conversations with them about? And they can be picking my brain, but a lot of them are like trying to take notes. And I'm like, I'm just being myself. And I think it is just really hard for them to wrap their head around it because they have masked their vulnerability. And hetero men already masked their vulnerability without a suit on.
I was gonna say,
so now it's like, I'm gonna put this suit on, and you really can't break through this wall. You really are not going to be able to see
it's
me.
A shield.
And yeah, but that's where the lack of compassion comes from. That's where the lack of consideration comes from. The lack of autonomy, and the respect of other people's autonomy. All of those things tie into that, where a lot of consent violations happen. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of essaying happens. A lot of disrespect, disregard, abuse. All of these things that I hear from bottoms and from submissives, specifically bottoms and submissives who enjoy a masculine presenting hetero dominant, mm-hmm, or top within their life. Mm-hmm. It's all, I got hurt because he was 6'5" and he had all these women and I thought he loved me and I thought I was the only one. And it shouldn't even be I thought. It should be, this is what it is. Mm-hmm. Either you're gonna rock with it or you're not. It shouldn't be, come on in here and join my harem. Mm-hmm. And then whatever is going on in this harem, you're gonna have to just deal with. Yeah. On the back end, let's come on over here. And then you come in and you're like, okay, he got a suit on, it looks nice, he smelled good. And then there's 5 other women here, like, who is she? You know, I thought you didn't tell me that this is what the game was. This is what the deal was. And I think that, like I said, with that suit wearing, it's masking something, and it's trying to mask something that is necessary for them to properly, ethically, respectfully present themselves as an actual dominant. If you're not a dominant, it's okay. It is okay to be a 6'5", 6'2", 200-pound, dark-skinned black man, heterosexual, and say, I don't want the responsibility of others. I don't want to be responsible for others. I don't even want to be responsible for myself. I want somebody else to take over. I want somebody else to take the lead, take the wheel. I don't want to have to think about things. I'm an indecisive individual. I am actually not dominant. I am very submissive. I need guidance. I need that. And it is okay. But like I said, I get it. They have to mask certain parts of themselves because we live in a society that doesn't outwardly accept that from hetero men, specifically black hetero men.
It's also fluid too, as far as like you say, of being dominant as a man, but also still being able to have those vulnerabilities and being comfortable in that, because you could still be that, but like I feel like there's it's the same as how we talking about in all these other areas. There's a societal pressure on a cis het man to be a certain type of man, and when you are a black man coming into this lifestyle, and you don't know, to me, like I don't know, if ain't nobody teach you fashion, you don't know fashion. A suit is a go to, as far as like you say, of being like, all right, shit, a suit on, cool. You, if you wasn't wearing leather, you're not just gonna put on leather. If you wasn't attracted to leather, you would not just gonna go put that on. If you ain't never wore a turtleneck and ain't nobody put one on you, a lot of times you're not gonna do that. But you know that a suit, trusty dusty suit,
It's going to impress and
somebody. It's gonna impress, but it's also gonna be for them, I think, like you say, something to help them as far as like even just coming into the industry, and it helps. Like it kind of, to me, could stay with, I feel like that could stay with the person if you're not somebody who is experimental with your fashion. If you just in the lifestyle on some, like you was trying to experience the lifestyle, your fashion is at the back of that. I myself, you yourself, this is like this.
It's intertwined.
We wear ropes, we wear chains as accessories. You wear your corsets, I wear my corsets. I'm wearing my, all of this stuff is stuff that I was wearing, to me, before I was even in the lifestyle. Like I love all of this type of stuff already.
Even when we're going to the grocery store.
Very much so. So I feel like that too is different when you have like the feminine energies and queer energies and different people who already are experimental with their fashion and stuff like that, versus like a cis hetero man who was, you know, probably just wearing clothes. Yeah. Like a lot of them, not to be stereotypical, but in my personal experience, the cis hetero men that I used to try and be like, let's go shopping, that shit is real. They hated it. They didn't want to do that shit. They were like, I buy clothes online, or I just get the clothes that fit me, basically. Styling and a lot of the times wasn't at the forefront of their mind. I feel like a suit is a great safety option, as far as like just being like, this is gonna make me feel the most comfortable and settled in my, confident and settled in those dominant feelings that I have, because a suit is all of these other people that we named. I've thought of another one, a principal. That's there's so many leadership people who have suits on when we see them, and like kept them bitches on. Like
but I also think that that's where what you got me thinking about too as well with this is when they're not wearing the suit and they're in their casual attire. These particular positions we spoke of, your principal, your businessman, your politician, your pastors, when they're going home and they're wearing their sweatsuits and the jumpsuits and sweatpants and stuff like that, what's their energy like, right? So I understand that there is, because even for me, being a dominant who has topped and dominated men who wear suits in their vanilla world, men who are businessmen and who's like, I don't want to wear this suit. I want to be here, right here with you. Fuck that suit. Put me in some Spanx. Yeah. Put me in a leash. Put me in whatever. Some panties, some nylon, some fishnets. I think that there's this level of balance in that, because even for me as a dominant, I think that one of the most dominant things that you can do, like I said, is that decisiveness, is knowing, even with you being someone who identifies as a switch and you enjoy bottoming, that's not the same as submission. You are very aware of who you are, what you want, what type of person you want to be around, what you want to look like, what you want to eat. I can ask you a question, and there may be times where you'd be like, I don't know. But there are times where I'm like, we should do this. Actually, madam, I don't want to do that. That's dominance. And this is why But it's
it's
you are
natural.
dominant to your own autonomy.
Literally.
But to be,
I don't
which is what
wanna-
I'm saying is being able to, what you say is, I want someone to take over, right? Take these keys. You drive, you
Yeah,
lead.
Jill Scott
But the
said it
level,
perfectly.
exactly that level of who you won't allow anybody to do that, because you know that you are very assured of who you are. You know that you know how to be able to do, you're a very self-sufficient person. You know how to be able to take care of yourself. And which is why, as you being a Black woman too, that comes with that as well, the responsibility of having to do that for yourself.
Hyper independence.
The hyper independence of like, don't worry about it, I got it. But the moment when someone is able to say, hey, you don't worry about it, I got it, you will feel that, still be well within your own autonomy, in control of your own autonomy, but allowing someone to be able to take that place and take that lead when necessary. And for me, being a dominant, there are times where I will want somebody to take that wheel. There are certain things to that for me though. There are certain variables that matter in that. I will still be well within my dominance to know exactly what it is I want and I like, but I'll give somebody else an opportunity to take on something. What do you want to do? What kind of food do you want to eat? Where do you want to go? I'm also, my personality naturally is very open minded and fluid. I'm a free spirit. So if you like, let's go do this, never done it before, I may not even like it. I may not even, it has ever crossed my mind to do it. And I'm like, I love Mo. She's not going to put me in some type of situation where, in harm's way. So I trust the process, right?
Probably not.
I trust the process, even if
we be
after
in some weird places.
we have. But I'm saying, like, if you're like, Lay, let's go explore here, or whatnot. Let's go hiking, right? And I'm like, I don't feel it's too hot. I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna go because my person wants me to go with them, and I want to be there. 9 times out of 10, I come back and I'm like, I actually had a lot of fun. We should do that more often. It may be a time where I'm like, yeah, this was definitely for her. I'm glad to be able to have experienced that with her. Something I experienced that is new. I have an open mind to being able to explore and experience different things, right? So that also comes into the fluidity of my energy. Being able to know that I'm still decisive. If you like, let's go do this. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't mean that I'm not decisive about what it is that I want. I'm being here to be able to show up for my people, which is also a quality and a trait of a dominant. Because at the end of the day, when we are in this lifestyle, the submissive is in charge. We can't do anything or act on anything with this particular, with the submissive, without their consent, without them giving me their list of kinks, fetishes, and limits. I just can't go into this thing. And I think that that's where the suit wearers sometimes kind of misconstrue that, and they're like, oh, you're a submissive, you don't know what you want, you need me to tell you everything and to guide you for everything, when that's not the reality.
It's so scary that it's so many dudes that exist like that,
because there's levels to it. There are people who exist and they're like, my submissive is a grown ass woman, a grandmother. There are moments where I make decisions for her, and she was like, I'm glad you did that, because I wouldn't have known what to do. And I'm like, and it could be something simple, like, hey, but how about you call the car, the man who's working on your car, and ask him these couple of questions. You know what, madam, I didn't ask them that. You know what, you're right, I should ask. This person's older than me. And so it doesn't matter about age, it doesn't matter about size, it doesn't matter about gender or their role in their life. She literally is a mother and a grandmother. She takes care of herself. She goes to work. And she's responsible for her own business, her own stuff. But I also take lead in making sure that whatever decisions that she makes, it makes sense. I'm not there to call her and be like, hey, did you make sure you take care of your grandkids? Did you make sure you call your son, right? Call your son. Make sure you call your kids twice a day. In the morning at 9 a.m. and at 9 p.m. Call all your kids and tell them that you love them. I don't have to do all of that. There's levels to that. And Why would anybody as a dominant want that responsibility in a mass with multiple people? That's also um, a trigger for me. That is also something that has been that's trending with the Sue wearers is gathering these um, large amounts of of submissives and bottoms and trying to tell all of them what to do. We're gonna get on that topic too fast about the kids situation.
Trendy.
But it's like that's an overwhelming. You can't do that. Like everybody has an assistant. The president has an assistant. All the people that wear suits, somebody's assisting them in those things. What makes you think? And they have a congregation. They have employees. Like they have constituents. They have people that have to answer to them. But they also have an assistant. They also have a CFO or an assistant CEO or something that's under them because they can't do that by themselves. There's a vice president to things, you know. So saying, "Oh, I can uphold 6 subs," and all of them want something different. You group them into this thing and think that you can just consider them all to be the same. And I feel like, as far as like I said,
a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
Just as far as if you have an actual submissive, that's a contract. Like that's past. Like I think what a lot of suit doms could do that'll help is identifying as a service top, because
I'll drink to that.
Being a dominant, that's why I don't consider myself a dom. I'm sub leaning switch, and like Madam said, I bottom. For the most part, I'll submit rarely. When I do submit for somebody, that is like a whole sacred thing for me, and I feel like submitting for someone and being a dominant to someone, both are sacred duties. Like that you really do have to like. It's like specifically being a dominant. That's like having a grown child sometimes, because you have entered into this with this person. You can break it off and stuff eventually, or like however it goes, but all this stuff has to be done healthily, carefully, like she said, respectfully. It's a whole process that goes to entering and leaving a dynamic with somebody of that caliber. And I feel like a lot of people really don't understand that. They be like, my sub, my sub, my sub, and you be seeing somebody with a different sub every month and stuff like that. And like collaring them and stuff, like not just having a bottom. Having a bottom, you can do that. You can dead ass walk a bottom on a leash, have fun with them, do all the stuff. Y'all can talk about this. Like it literally can be somewhat close to a relationship of being a dom and a sub, but not without responsibility, but without entering into a full relationship with that person. Y'all can be friends and y'all top and bottom each other, and they top you at parties and stuff, or like, you know, so many things that y'all can experiment with that's still fun, but without giving your full self to a person when you're not ready, which is a lot of people. To me, don't be. No. They don't be taking care of people in all of the ways, which is like with that, it's not just like beating somebody and then doing the aftercare. It's so many different things that go into being in those dynamics. It's I cannot. I will not.
I feel like even with you,
I will not.
You and I being partners, and it's layers to our relationship. We live together. You're the only partner that I live with. We've been living together over 5 years now. That's crazy.
I have to push my glasses up.
But it's crazy as I think about that. Over 5 years now, we've lived together, and you're my bottom, but you're also my platonic lover. Mm-hmm. You know, so, and then you're one of my best friends. Mm-hmm. It's so many levels to that. But I think that the way that we able to navigate in that is honestly the biggest word is trust. Mm-hmm. And knowing when to I wait for invitation, I wait for permission, and I never, because you're your own person, I never want to dim your light in any capacity. I never want, if you're like, I want to paint this side of the wall green. All right. I will ask questions. What color green? How long you gonna have it up there? You gonna do it by yourself? Somebody coming to help you? What kind of paint you using? You taking all this down? You gonna put it back up the same way? Like it's gonna be questions, but that's also like that plays in all those roles. Me being your roommate, like me being your best friend, me being your partner, me like all of those different roles is in that. It's not like oh I'm a dominant, you a sub, so that automatically makes me in charge of you just because of that. We don't even go out into the wild. That's like you just said, as far as us being a submissive, kind of identifying or aligning with adult childhood. I will never go to someone's kids and be like, I'm an adult like your mom. I have breasts just like your mom. You have to listen to me. That's literally what that sounds like to me. Is hey little kid, go sit down. Cause I told you to. I'm bigger than you. People think that though.
I ain't gonna lie, this shit happens.
People think that though.
I've actually told kids on some country shit. I swear to God.
Speaking of
at the amusement park, I have literally told like, hey,
for safety purposes,
tripping.
Safety purposes, yes, but I'm not saying
it wasn't even safety. It was them just tripping, and they mama wasn't doing like. I don't know. I can't look. This sounds. I don't want to go deep.
It's more of like
I don't do that no more.
It's more of like there's a time and place.
But that is a whole thing.
I'm not going next door to the lady's house and
different.
knocking on the door and being like, "Tell your child to come take my trash out."
No,
you know what I'm saying? Because that's what children are supposed to do. They're supposed to do chores that I tell them to do.
But being in the same space as a dom is to me a little different as being in the same space with other adults and stuff on some it takes a village shit, but as a dom it does not. As a dom you're not supposed to be in this whole even associating with another dom sub if you don't have the go ahead
or any sub until you have the go ahead.
Yeah,
I was gonna give you that example of when we was at that play party specifically. I believe it was in New York, and I was topping you and someone came up to you and started rubbing on you. Like I said, we're not gonna say no name, but they are a suit wearer. Do you remember?
A lot of people touch me, unfortunately.
They were trying to make you play with them, and you was like, "No, I don't want to." It was
wink, wink.
It was Tyomi and Daddy Health hosted this party. You said that the person.
So many people touch me without my permission.
It was a person in a suit. And
I don't remember.
He came up to you. He had his submissive next to him. He came up to you and was doing all of this to you.
What?
Well, we get off of here and I tell you.
People always doing stuff. I believe everything that you're saying because I just have an energy and it's my whatever I look
had to
like.
do this because we were really in a space together. And you was like, I'm not playing with him.
I'm in a scene.
Yeah, like literally.
The fuck is going on?
And he looked at you and he grabbed your face and he was like, "You gonna?"
I knew him.
It was we met him because it was for Exotica. He came and took pictures with me, Exotica.
Unknown suit dom number 3.
Yeah, I'll tell you about a hood after this when we get off of here. But I do want to make sure that we
that's crazy, but that sounds like that happened.
It happened, and I had to call it out. But like I said, it's also testing who I am as a woman, as a dominant woman. That's also one of the biggest issues. So we could talk about that now. Is our experiences as being tops and doms, and your experience as being a sub and a bottom with interacting or being within a space being within a space with the suit wearers. And I feel like for me personally, it don't matter if they have a suit on or not. A lot of hetero doms that I have encountered in my life have tried to test my dominance. I have had so many doms approach me, men in general approach me. They don't even have to identify as dominant, but masculine, hetero masculine men approaching me and stating that there is some type of imbalance, a chemical imbalance, a mental imbalance, a pheromonious imbalance with me because I think I'm a man because I'm dominant.
Sounds like they need some thyroid checks or something.
But the thing about this is honestly is that's definitely not the case. A lot of them also find themselves intimidated by my energy without me having to say much, and they don't really know how to sit in that comfortably because you're not really dominant. A real dom recognizes a real dom. When men walk into a room with those suits on, when they're in those business meetings, they may have a little bit of intimidation based off of what the situation may be. Somebody may be a billionaire, somebody may be a millionaire trying to invest, trying to ask this billionaire to invest in something so they could be eventually become a billionaire. But that's strategy and respect, and like I said, there's a certain respectability politics to that. It's like they got something that you want, basically. But when it comes down to me, it's you didn't get fucked right. Somebody ain't fucking you good enough. A man ain't fuck the dog shit out of you to make you submit.
That's the conqueror's spirit.
Yeah, exactly. Verbatim.
The nurturer versus the conqueror.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh, something is wrong. Why do you want to be? Why do you want to be dominant? You don't want to. I've had a man say, one day I can't wait to see you in your soft era. I can't wait to see you cease to see soft Carmen. When I'm gonna see, the soft Carmen.
Not he wants you to like, molt.
You will never, you'll never see the softness in me because I'm soft. If you don't already see it,
like
already, because I'm dominant does not mean that there's no, like I said, there's no softness.
They think
to
it's
that.
a shell.
You
they
just
think
want
you like a
you
crab.
want to see me vulnerable, like, hey, daddy, I really need your help. That's not. I am naturally not like that. No matter who I've dated, women, men, or other, I have never been like that. Everybody I've ever been involved with or been associated with, whether they're my friends, my lovers, exes, whatever, they could tell you right now. I've had an ex literally say, "Why can't you just be a woman? You not you always gotta act like a dude." And I was like, meanwhile, look how I'm sitting. I got my legs crossed. I'm sitting here and I'm just kind of like,
you're so ladylike, actually.
But the thing about that is it's because of, like I tell people all the time, internally, I have a very masculine presence internally. Just being raised by my dad and being from where I'm from, but also just being who I am. Literally. A lot of the women that are that I was raised by are not softy women. They're not. My grandmother was not a, hey baby, give me a hug and a kiss. My grandma was like, go on in and go clean up, do something. Did you do your homework? All right, go outside. She's never was like, grandma loves you. It was never that. It was, I love you, go on upstairs and go to bed. Like, so for me, I was always around tough love. And that was that I embed is tough love. But there is, like a sense of, like I said, a sense of compassion, a sense of patience, a sense of respecting other people's autonomy just wholeheartedly. Being able to be around you and see you in all your capacities, it brings the best out of you. Why would I want to suppress that by projecting something that doesn't have anything to do with you? It's a projection of who I am. Oh, I'm a dominant woman, so I'm supposed to do this for you. I'm supposed to tell you, make decisions for you. That's why I said, like, for me, it's that I don't need to do that. The responsibility of me of what a dominant is allowing your submissives and your bottoms to shine the best way that they possibly can. Take leadership in knowing that they can take care of themselves, so you ain't got to do it all the time. I don't want to have to tell nobody what to do all the damn time. I want to be able to give you certain guidelines and give you a foundation for you to be able to take that and grow and flourish and become the best version of yourself that you possibly can. Mm-hmm. And whenever you need me, I'm here. Mm-hmm. That's how parenting works. But speaking of parenting, if you aren't a good parent, you won't be a good dom. Mm. If you're not present in your children's life for your purpose, if it's not, oh, the mama didn't let me be around my kids, you can still do what you gotta do. You can save up money for a college fund. It's all types of different things that you can do when you're not present. Don't take it out because she's taking it out on you and it's something that you can do. It's out of your hand for right now. What you can do is, all right, let me make sure I always keep a 2 or 3 bedroom. because I got 2 or 3 kids. Let
You
me always make sure that I have college tuition.
five.
Let me make sure I'm gonna add them too. Let
Five. At the bitches.
let
Shootout. Like all the things.
let me make sure that they have school
She
clothes.
coming for you.
Let me make sure that I can do whatever I need to do, even if they can't live with you. So it's no, to me it's no excuses. Like I said, there are certain situations where a mother can be like, I don't want you in the child's life at all, and she's taking things out on you. She's commodifying her children in a certain way that she shouldn't because she's upset with you. I respect that, I understand that, but when it comes down to you trying to have a harem of submissives and try to have all of them in your house doing the things that children would do, chores, I don't know, watching TV. My dad used to have me go give him cups of water and stuff like that. Go bring me a soda out the fridge type stuff. You have your submissive doing these different types of things, right? I'm not saying that your kids are your slaves, your servants or anything, but the responsibility of helping out in the household, you are giving these people tasks. We give children tasks, whether it's do their homework, whether it's make sure you clean up, make sure you take a shower every day, blah, 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 blah. We give them tasks. If you are trying to be a task giver, a dominant, you cannot, I cannot see someone ethically practicing in BDSM knowing damn well they're not present in their children's or active, present, either or in their children's life, and they could actually, and they are the ones that are in control of that. Mm. I shouldn't be. Oh yeah, I got 5 kids. Where they are? Oh, they out of town with their mama. How often do you see them? Shit, last time I saw one of my children, it was 3 years ago. Why not? Oh, I just haven't went there to go visit them. All right, well, why would I need to be in your life every day consistently and you trying to train me and teach me and I'm supposed to be learning from you, I'm supposed to feel protected by you, like when you're not even doing that for your own kids, bro? Like, come on now, take that damn suit off, you're a liar. Or matter of fact, wear that suit to court and fight, get them custodies up, get the child supports together, whatever you got to do.
No,
but I'm just
whoa,
I'm just saying.
I feel like we at the underground rap and you battling a nigga and you just like hit him so close to home. I feel like we on the underground rap and that nigga wore a suit to try and be different. You just lit his ass up.
Yeah, I just can't see it. I can't see it. Even if I, like, perfect example, me being a woman, I don't have any children now, but if I had children and my children were all of a certain age, okay, and my children were all of a certain age, and let's say between 5 and 12, I have 2 kids, 3 kids, whatever, doesn't matter. And then I come into your life, and it may be viewed differently societally, stand because I am the mother, but I feel like it shouldn't matter. Children deserve to have both parents present in whatever capacity that is capable or able for them to be. But I come to you and I'm like, oh yeah, I got 3 kids. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know when the last time I seen them. And you go to my house and I'm in a studio apartment. My children actually live within city limits, 20 minutes away. I have no clue.
This is a true story.
I have no clue what school they go to. I don't even know what size clothes they wear. I barely know their middle name for real.
It's not funny.
Like, it's just, I don't know. I met a guy who said he had 6 kids, and I was like, why are you? I said, they all live here? He was like, yeah. So why are you randomly moving out of state to go chase your dream? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, for me, I'm like, it's one thing if you got to get deployed to go to the military, go somewhere off, go overseas, or you on tour for something and you making big bucks and you have to be absent in those ways. Like, I understand that, you know what I'm saying? But there is so many. I will have a scheduled FaceTime call for my children them twice a day, that 9 a.m. and that 9 p.m. Hey, my daddy would call me from work, call us from work 4 times a day. My daddy worked 12 hours from 12 noon to midnight, and we lived with him. But because he worked from 12 noon to midnight, we don't see him when we come home from school, and we in bed by the time we come home from work. So he would call. Did you how was school today? Well, did you get homework? What your friends say? All right. Did you eat? Make sure you go in there and eat. Don't forget to do your chores. All right. Call back again. Did you finish eating? Did you do your chores? All right. Don't forget to do your chores before you go to bed. All right. Make sure you have your clothes laid out for school in the morning. And if you need me to sign some type of permission slip, put it on the kitchen counter with a pen that works. Because he be tired. He just will read them and sign them. Make sure you clean have your shoes and stuff out. He will literally check when he come home. That sense of parenting is the reason why I am who I am to this day. And I'm able and capable of being able to do that for other people.
If they wanted to, they would, because it's true.
You still reflecting on it. I don't
I just
the
don't.
whole thing.
I don't want to go too deep into absent fathers. I just went to a place. It's really sad. Um, there's a lot of people that, like you say, be in the city. This is a whole nother conversation. This started as far as talking about suit doms. Not all suit doms are absent fathers. I don't know
I
y'all
will
business.
say that's not true.
But that was just definitely just a really like truthful adjacent that needed to be spoken about just now. So
yeah, I'm tired of saying
just put that on the end of the suit dom conversation as far as still being something substantial that needs to be spoken about, because it really is crazy to me. When I was getting my hair cut, the motherfucker talking about, I know my friend got 13 kids. Why does your friend have 13 children that
How old
he
is this
don't
friend?
see?
In their 30s?
No, they was grown. They was grown as hell. He was like 50 or something, but even still, like, I knew people like that growing up. My friend she had 15 siblings or something, because her daddy would just be all around the Brazoria County. Fucking, and they knew him.
Rolling Stone.
Literally a Rolling Stone, but also like you rolling in our faces. You didn't roll and leave, nigga. You rolling in our faces, like you say. You in the vicinity, and we see you sometimes.
Is that?
We're your kids, and we see you sometimes, and being this whole like, well, shit. That's just him, and that's what's been a standard that's been set now. Like, not even just in the Black community, motherfuckers leave kids no matter where.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Asian, Latino,
literally, there's a
white,
whole thing.
It don't even matter.
I wish I could. I ain't gonna lie.
We call them
if I had
donors.
a penis, man, I swear to God, one, I would get a vasectomy. I would just be like, why don't y'all just do that?
I think that they equate vasectomy
I know why.
to
I don't even know.
the loss of like the lower the sperm
It's
count.
literally.
It's
when I brought this up in
it's
the barbershop, that's immediately what they said. My virility.
Virility, stamina.
I'm not snapping.
But that's not even accurate. I feel like that's the reason why it's important for you to
have
learn.
Another conversation.
For you to learn.
I know. I'm gonna let you finish.
But I was just gonna say that's the reason why it's important for people to learn about the anatomy of the human anatomy, just basic human anatomy. I know they don't teach that shit in high school. Maybe they do in certain high schools. I don't know. I learned that shit in college. But when it comes down to anatomy and you learn about your own personal anatomy, like how does my penis function? What is the anatomy of my penis? When I talk about what the glans is and what the shaft is, people are still calling the head of their penis the shaft. That is the glans, part of your penis. You should know these particular things. Why is the prostate so important? It's not important just for sexual pleasure. That is what helps produce semen. That is literally what gives semen the actual color that it is. And there's two other things that help produce that. All of these different things matter. Going to get your prostate exam, like actually going, like all of these things, they're all connected. So the fact that you would think that having one of those vesicles, one is three. They look like this and they go into this glans, which is your fucking prostate. And if you get one snipped, you still got two, nigga. You still got two. This one's just kind of cut off. And guess what they can do later? Sew that bitch back up. If you decide that you want to have some motherfucking kids, they're cutting this one off because this is what helps. This is the sperm. This is actually where the actual little sperm, little fucking, your little goddamn things, your little fish come, your swimmers. Yes. This is right here is the color and the actual liquid part of it.
The viscosity and stuff.
Well, the viscosity is all three. That's what makes all three. What makes it creamy, wide, and thick. That's based off of your health too, because some people's sperms is yellow, some people's sperm is it's not fluid. I am a healthcare nerd.
I low-key want to have an episode of you just teaching us, low-key. Can we just have like a side episode of where I just sit here with the thing
and take notes?
Yeah, and you just teach us different sexual health.
I'm down with that. I'm down for that. You know, this is literally it bothers me because we can't even say certain things without somebody still giggling. And I'm almost 40 years old.
You know,
I'm on my motherfucking period, and we talk about blood and clots and stuff, and they like, I should never see a mother. What
you speaking to the?
I should never see a motherfucker's face frown up when I talk about motherfucking blood clots coming out my motherfucking body that come out my motherfucking coochie that you want to fucking eat and you want to fucking fuck. At the end of the goddamn day, you should be more concerned than involved. I'm definitely involved in the smell, the scent, the virility.
Blood clots are pretty.
All of that when it comes down to the penis that I'm involved in. That I'm involved with. My man's penis, I'm not in this bitch like, let me see what this. But before that motherfucker go in me in any capacity, in any orifice of my body, I'm like, and he showered. Like, or any of that. Like, it's, to me, that's me personally.
I like analyzing, actually.
I'm in here like,
ball skin like
I'm, and then when you're feeling it, you know, there's so many different factors that matter. But don't get it twisted though. There are certain parts of people's bodies that are just naturally to them. You know what I'm saying? You may feel a little lump. It may be a mole that they had since they was a fucking kid. Just that's why I said it's really important for us to learn these different things. We always want to associate STIs to promiscuous people or gay or queer people, when in reality, like, anybody can get it. It's the same with COVID. It's a virus. COVID is a virus. So is fucking HIV. It's what the V is fucking for. So at the end of the goddamn day, humans can get it. It's a human virus. That's where the H comes from. But aside from that, it's just more of learning the different things. So getting the vasectomy, like you said, that's like I have a cousin that got a vasectomy. He got 4 kids. He got a vasectomy. He told me it took him 15 minutes to do it. And that shit was, I think his wife told me it was $600. It was $600 to get it done. His insurance paid for it. He already had his 4 kids. I said, were you in pain? He said, they told me to put ice on it. I went to work the next day. And he's a police officer. So like, this nigga still, he still gotta go fight crime and still gotta wear tight ass fucking Dickies pants and shit with all the shit around his fucking waist and his groin area. And this nigga probably chasing motherfuckers or driving or whatever the case may be, wearing nut huggers. I don't give a fuck. This man literally got his shit snippity snip. And if ever a time, which I doubt, because they got their 4 kids and they're done, but if ever a time he was to be like, you know, I wouldn't mind going for a 5th, baby. Sew that bitch back up and you have your 3. Like, you have your 3 vesicles that play around. It's just,
you could freeze them. You could do all your stuff.
It's so many.
You could make a baby
literally,
and then freeze that.
Like, literally, you can ejaculate in the cup. Donate, like, you literally have your sperm, freeze that. When your wife is ready, you ain't even gotta worry. You can still shoot up her club and she ain't gonna get pregnant until y'all inseminate her. but
that was a fantastic time.
Yeah.
We talked about a whole nother thing at the end here. This might need to be another clip, like another video.
It may be a part 2.
Yeah, well, like, cause this is 20 minutes. The other one was like 40. So like, this one could be some nice like, pro vasectomy, take care of your kids.
Just pro options, pro reproductive options for people. Just be that. I told you I made my list. You saw me make my list.
Man.
The $0 to the $500,000.
Yeah.
$500,000 is being able to raise a child to the 18, and that doesn't stop when they're 18 years old. But I stopped it at 18 because that's legally when people be like, "You're grown. You're not in high school no more. I ain't got to buy you school clothes and school supplies."
Get out of my house.
But the reality of it is $0 is abstinence. Condoms are free in every state. You got to just look it up. There's a .org that offers at some capacity offers all type of reproductive
scams.
I'm not sure. I feel like you can go to a Planned Parenthood and they probably got a bowl at the fucking front desk of it and be like, they probably jingle that shit.
They be having happy hats and some of these.
But I mean, the
nice.
fact of the matter of it is, it doesn't matter the quality. Well, the quality matters, but it doesn't matter the brand of them. The possibility of the actual availability of what they are. They have protected. The Plan Bs. They have the vaginal what's it called, condoms and stuff like that. The dental dams. Like they have all of these different options and resources that they provide for you. So like I said, I'm not going to keep going into my tangent of healthcare and sexual healthcare, because that's a story for a whole nother day. But I do want to end this with letting you guys know and reminding you we're going to go back to the origin of what we originally were talking about, which was the suits. It doesn't matter about the suits or not. We talked about suits specifically, suit wearing dom specifically, but it doesn't matter. No matter who the human is and what they wear, advocate for yourself as a submissive, as a bottom. Advocate for yourself as to what your needs and your desires are and what that looks like for you. It may not align with every dom that has a suit on it, every dom that wears leather or latex, or that wears a corset and wears high heel pleasers. Be able to advocate for yourself. Be able to vet. It is super duper important to vet. It's super duper important when you're vetting is to ask those questions. Check in and ask their prior subs and their former submissives and former bottoms or their current ones. What is it like to engage with them? Do they respect consent? Do they respect boundaries? Like, what are the protocols? What are the tasks? What are the mantras? All of those different things that will come into play when you guys are trying to establish a dynamic with somebody, or just trying to negotiate a particular scene. It doesn't even have to be something that is a full commitment or contractual agreement. It could literally just be a temporary exchange. I say all that to say that take care of yourself. And dominant energy is a reflection of action and behaviors and a natural energy too, as well as, like I said, being able to know that they are decisive and they are able to fulfill what it is that you desire, what you're looking for in a dominant partner.
Very well said. Dominance is in you. It's not on you. So, no, for real. Yeah. Like, just take care of yourself. Take care of others. Be kind. And yeah, experiment.
Until next time.
Experiment with your fashion.
Please.
Yeah, try new things.
Wear your suit, but then, put some type of other chiffon on it under it or something. Wear
silky shirt.
Yeah.
Have a montage. Like, do like a movie with yourself. Just put on a song and try on 5 different outfits that don't even look like something that you would try on, and you might like open something up for yourself.
Fishnet crop tops and tank tops on men, masculine hetero men, sexy.
Styling, man.
I don't lie to you. That's coming from a woman. But till next time, thank y'all for tuning in to the M&M show. I am Madam Carmen.
This is an M. It's Mo. Duh. I'm gonna make one. There you go.
Holla.
Live long and prosper.